So now that I've laid out who we are, the tools that we're building, let's apply that to the task at hand, which is to create an industry-defined data set. And I'm going to ask Rich to step in and talk about this particular goal. Rich?
Thanks. So here, what the Sustainability Committee at INDA looked at were what are the key materials that go into nonwoven products. And you can see that's quite an extensive list. And one of the things that we had to do was, working with Terry and Sustainable Minds, is boil this down a little bit, and you'll see how we've done that. But you can see the list. We go through it. Some of this data is available and currently is in the data set, but some of it isn't. In the next slide, you'll see, as you'll see here, we get into more specifics about the value chain. Terry's repeatedly emphasized the importance of value chain, and all of you on the call, I'm sure, are aware of this. From Walmart to Procter & Gamble, all the way down the value chain, the emphasis is very clear. What do we need to do in terms of being more transparent and getting this data available so that we all can do a better job throughout the value chain? So you can see from raw materials, roll material, we move to roll goods, and then leading into finished products. And it's quite a list of, as I mentioned earlier, of finished products. So what we've done is boil this down to a smaller number. And what we're really looking for here in this call and through our network is industry experts to help us define what are the top requirements in each per category, if you will. And as Terry pointed out already, we've come up with some manufacturing process data that's very difficult to get and lacking currently. But there are other areas that each of these specific products will require us to understand the interaction among both the processing equipment, the materials, and the final product. So that's where the industry experts are going to come in handy, and we really would like to reach out to them. I've already done that somewhat through, excuse me, my network, but we'll continue to need your help to do this most effectively.
So one of the things I wanted to point out on the last slide is that we have been working with the folks at IDANA who already have a lot of life cycle assessment results and example products and material and process information. And we'll be going forward with them over the next few months to determine what of their content and data will be made available through this program. But they are also excited to see the creation of a global nonwovens data set with everyone being on the same page about credibility, transparency, and the science. So what industry-defined means is getting people in the industry who have expertise in materials and processes and sustainability to work with Rich and INDA and our team to develop the top requirements so that we can start reaching out to the manufacturers or sourcing that data in public data sets so that we're building out data sets that are robust and useful by product category. In the exit questions from this webcast, we've invited you to raise your hand if you'd like to participate, because we sure would like to talk with you. Also, just want to assure you that yes, these slides will be made available to you, and if you want to be sure to specifically request them, you can do so in the exit questions, but we will be following up with folks who attended the webcast and can learn more about your interests and requirements. So here's the offer, and really what the whole preamble of this webcast has been about is to invite you to participate in developing this industry-defined data set of non-woven brands by becoming a premier participating brand. And this premier participating brand program is really an incentive program to jumpstart the industry-defined data set by showcasing brands that are leading the way and by incentivizing your companies and your brands with special pre-launch pricing, software and services, visibility, and a seat at the table to help define the requirements and the evolution of this data set. So some key dates is that at the RISE conference at the end of September, we will be announcing and showcasing the first participating companies. In November at Greenville, we will be launching the Greener Manufacturer Showroom with considerable co-marketing between the participants and the partners. And then at the end of January, we'll be, again, demonstrating and doing a nonwovens industry launch of the Greener Manufacturer Showroom. And the goal is to have a very robust set of brands populating some of the key categories in a comprehensive way so that the data set really is fleshing out and becomes useful to manufacturers in key categories. Now, this premier offer ends at the end of October. That doesn't mean that the program ends. It simply means that the premier offer ends, and largely it's so that we can get all of the manufacturers into the program and be ready for this industry-wide launch. So there is some urgency to step up and be part of this go-to-market. So here's how the premier participation works and what you get along with it. So it's a three-step process. You start by selecting the number of products that you want to add. And so there's a one-time cost for our data management services. It's $1,000 to add one material, process, or product, and we decrease the price per product as you add more. Then you select your brand presentation level. Is it level 1 branded? Do you want to build an illustrated data sheet? Or would you like to have a microsite in the Greener Manufacturer Showroom? And the third is to select your premier participating status. We have a platinum, gold, silver, and green. The attributes of each of the programs include visibility and marketing, software and tutorials to train you and your customers and even suppliers to use Sustainable Minds so that they're leveraging your investments and adding your data to the data set. You also, at the platinum and gold levels, will participate in the direction and the definition of the data set. And finally, industry-wide recognition and exposure. Sustainable Minds will be doing a lot, co-marketing with partners. INDA will also be doing a lot on its website, email news, subsequent webcasts, and also through the platform, we will be providing you with activity monitoring reports so that you can get a sense of who's looking at your data and how much visibility are you actually getting. So if I were to do a quick scenario so that you get a sense of what this might cost to participate, if you had 5 products, you would pay $3,500 for the data management services for 5 products. You would pay $2,000 to add an illustrated data sheet, and that's for 2 years. That's total. And if you chose the Silver Premier Participation package, where you get priority positioning, 5 subscriptions, 7 total subscriptions, training, and a seat at the table. For $6,000, you would be spending $11,500. So what we encourage you to do is think about what are you spending today to build a brand, build your brand around greener, and what are you spending on lead generation activities to attract customers who are looking for greener alternatives and solutions, or who are looking for substantiation of what they're putting in their products. So I'm going to turn it over to Rich again to talk about the benefits of being first, because that is often the question that comes up. Rich, speak to this concern.
You can see in the slide here, and as Terry has emphasized throughout the presentation, this transparency is a really critical requirement today, and almost every company is putting a sustainability report which includes as much of this information as they have available. What we're seeing is that it's limited, as you heard in the presentation, so we're here to, by being first, you're going to move in that direction much more rapidly. Doors are going to open, as you see, with the visibility you're going to get in this whole scenario. Now the question also comes up, but what if there's a competitor that comes up with a better environmental result? And as all of you know, environmental performance is one component of a total product performance. So clearly that's going to put you in a position that you're going to say, we need to do some more work in this space. But your other...
Sorry about that. All right, let me wrap up then. Some of you have been sending in some very good technical questions, which we're happy to offer more detailed discussion offline. Questions about modeling just the material stage of the diaper. That was intended to show internal design investigation, not for external reporting. So what we're planning for external reporting is a really interesting new industry offering that we would love to tell you more about. And so we'll take those questions offline. Some of the other questions that we've heard as we've been discussing with companies up till now are these. What if you get data from 2 INDA members that conflict? Through our data review and collection process, we will dig in, understand why, and ensure the differences are explained. We've also heard from folks, geez, we're not really doing LCA yet. Why should we do it? It would almost take a customer asking for it. And our response is yes, they will be asking for it, but you might not want to wait because it's coming, so get ready. Walk before you need to run. We talk about what's the value. We don't really like to spend money, but every company is spending money on brand building and lead generation, encouraging you to think about the value of being first and differentiated in a new innovative program. And then another question is, can Sustainable Minds be used to compare a competitor's product? And people in manufacturing and R&D are very accustomed to tearing down and analyzing a competitor's product. Certainly Sustainable Minds can be used in the same way, and the quality of your comparison is as good as the accuracy of your assumptions or the inputs into the model. So here's how you can get started. Through our software and services, we have solutions to help you design better. Software, simple to get going services, doing full LCA, helping with your supplier program, and then software and services to help market better, branded data, transparency reporting, and the microsite. The software is affordable. It's $1,400 per user per year. Again, the cost increases as the quantity increases. we've developed some very straightforward getting started programs. So proof of concept to help you determine whether Sustainable Minds software and services are going to be right for your company. Product benchmark so that you can start benchmarking a product or products. We can assist you in that process. And you can add a new product innovation phase to your product benchmark by bringing in Rich and his partner, industry experts in nonwovens, to help identify real technical opportunities and bring those technologies to market. To wrap up, we encourage you to ask us about doing full LCAs or third-party verification of your LCAs. Private data set, how to keep your data private. Communicating with your suppliers. Our Greener Supplier Management Rewards Program. And again, our transparency reporting. We're super excited about this development, particularly for manufacturers when there is no PCR for your product category, you're disinclined to produce an EPD, your LCA results don't meet new PCR guidelines. There's a lot of reasons why transparency reporting today is challenging and expensive. And we are working to make transparency reporting efficient, understandable, cost-effective, and ultimately enable your customers who are not life cycle scientists to be able to understand the information in the report, make comparisons, and ultimately make better purchase decisions. So thank you for attending today's webcast, hanging in there, asking your questions. Encourage you to let us know how we can work with you moving forward by responding to the exit survey questions. Happily, we'll send you the deck. We will be following up with you. And please tell your friends and colleagues, game on, and together with INDA, we will enable product categories in the nonwovens industry to credibly design and market greener products.